welcome Sogale. So yeah, today the topic I'm going to be discussing is moral police. Okay, so if you're not familiar with what a moral police officer is, it's someone that feels that they see something that's unjust or something wrong that's going on, and most likely it's a societal norm that's being disobeyed, and they feel that they have to kind of take matters into their own hands and beat up the person or point out their fault. Most likely you'll see it amongst people that feel that they need to judge couples that are out late at night and they're having dinner, and even if they're a married couple, they will get morally policed. So I'm going to talk about the case where there was a couple that decided to have dinner by the roadside, at a roadside chaat or street vendor area. And keep in mind, they are husband and wife. So it's evening time, they're both having dinner, and you see two men approach them and kind of call them out, like, oh, why are you guys out here late at night, etc. So my thing is, even if you're in a serious relationship with somebody, you're just dating somebody, why is it that a guy and a girl can't be out late at night just getting food? Why do you throw so much judgment upon that? That's something that I have a really hard time digesting. Because me and my boyfriend, we go on dates, we will hold hands, we'll go to the beach. I would hate it if somebody just automatically came and was like, oh, you're not married, or whatever. They try to judge me and tell me that I can't hold hands with him, or I can't spend time, I can't show any sense of PDA. I would be like, obviously there's levels of PDA, right? I get grossed out when I see a couple kind of, making out when there's like kids and stuff. Obviously there are limits and everything, but some people, they feel that they have to be so overly self-righteous when you have so many other terrible things that are going on and people don't do anything about it. So this is an incident that I don't really speak of, but honestly, I feel like it's something that I would love to personally share. So this was an incident that happened to me the last time I went to India. Me and my family, we had decided to go see a movie, okay? This happened in Kerala, by the way. I think I mentioned it, but yeah. So what was I wearing? Okay, I was wearing a salwar kameez. I was covered up. I think at the time I was probably 21 at the time, I think, yeah. And so when we went into the theater, I sat on the extreme right-hand side. And behind me, there was an uncle that was sitting by himself, okay? And so I'm sitting on the extreme right-hand side next to the wall. My sister is sitting next to me. Then it's my mom. Then it's my grandpa. And then it's our amazing driver uncle. I call him like Baiju uncle. He's just amazing. But yeah. So sitting there watching the movie, and automatically I felt that there was something that kind of like brushed my back, like a hand that kind of like brushed my back like that. And to me, I was like, maybe the guy was kind of accidentally getting up to go to the bathroom, and he probably just, by mistake, he kind of just flicked me in the back. I'm not gonna, scream or just go off on him about it. It's fine, so yeah. But then I feel a hand that kind of slipped in between the seats, and the hand is going near my stomach area. So I can feel like fingers that are getting close to my stomach. Now, everyone always kind of hypes up certain situations like this. Like, oh, if I was in such a situation, I would do karate, or I would kick the guy in the nuts, or blah, 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 blah. But when it actually happens to you, you're paralyzed with fear. You're sitting there, you're like, is this really happening to me? And that's what happened to me at that moment. I was paralyzed with so much fear. I was shaking. I didn't know how to act in that moment because I was just mortified. And, I adjusted myself. I, did my best to just kind of like get away and everything. And that's the thing. See, it's hard to explain. I just sat there because I was just so scared, and And I was telling my sister, and immediately, you know, like like now that I think about it, obviously, you know, I would turn around and just, you know, yeah, say curse words at him and just tear him down. But at that moment, I was like a deer in headlights. I was so scared. I was shaking. And, you know, I told my sister, and then they automatically made me get up. I changed my seat. And then, you know, the uncle who was, you know, our driver, you know, he turned around and he told the guy, like, oh, ഇവളെ തോണ്ടാ ഞാനും കൂടി നിന്റെ കൂടെ കൂടട്ടെ, you know, like, okay, can I join you in poking her, or like her, you know, whatever you were doing, obviously meaning it in a joking manner, but just alerting the guy about his actions. And immediately he covered his face in his shirt and he zipped away. He ran for his life. So you think about certain things like that, right? And you know, when I got up, when I was telling my mom and my sister that I was visibly distraught, there were people around me at that moment. And, you know, no one did anything. There were people behind this man that I feel that they could clearly see him leaning over, see what he was doing, but, you know, nobody in that moment felt to do anything. So you see there are certain moral police that they'll bother a couple that's doing nothing. But then they see something that's going on. They see a girl being harassed and they don't do anything about it. So I feel like, you know, if you see something that's severe like that, like just, why don't you do something about it then? Why are you causing trouble where it's not necessarily needed? But yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it. I won't talk too much about it, but yeah, take care.